WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160, and it looks like, again, it's going to be a great day. A little bit later on, though, the AccuWeather says the clouds and sun will be in the afternoon. We could see a shower this morning. Today's high 77, partly cloudy and mild tonight, a low of 59. Now it's time for one of our interview segments, and our interviews are presented, as always, by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And of course, one of the sure signs that summer is on the way, since we're already into spring, but one of the sure signs that summer is on the way is the Westsylvania Jazz and Blues Festival, returning to its normal location and to kind of a normal format. Joining us right now in studio on Indiana in the Morning, representing Westsylvania Jazz and Blues Festival, is our good friend Dave Ferguson. Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. Glad to be back.
We're glad to have you back, too, because it's always an exciting festival. This is how many years now for the Westsylvania Jazz and Blues?
Well, we started in 2014, and we had a little COVID break there.
Yeah.
But if not for the break, it'd be 8 years.
Okay, yeah. So this is the 7th edition of the festival.
Sure.
Okay, We'll call it the 7th edition. And last year, of course, you went with a COVID-friendly format, right, with spacing everything out on Philadelphia Street. How did last year go?
You know, organizationally, it went really, really well. The downside is that the weather didn't cooperate with us, and we had some terrible weather.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time that we had really encountered inclement weather. We're not expecting that this year. So looking forward to some better weather in IRMC Park.
I think so too. And yes, this year we'll be back at IRMC Park. So how's it been trying to get everything back and going back into that sort of normalcy for Westsylvania?
Well, it's been it hasn't been exactly easy. We do appreciate that space. It's really easy to work within that space. The Indiana Borough has made that an amenable space for special events. So from that perspective, it's been pretty easy. I think all of us that organized the event have continued to do this as a labor of love.
Mm-hmm.
And it's certainly there's a fair amount of COVID fatigue among all of us who have been doing this. So.
Mm-hmm.
We found ourselves kind of giving our last ounce of devotion to make things happen.
Last ounce of devotion.
Yeah.
Well, that's a true jazz artist there. They're dedicated to their music, as is the blues.
Sure.
So obviously, jazz and blues, two very distinct American formats of music. So it celebrates truly the American heritage, no matter where you go.
Yeah.
And kind of. We seem to be carving out our own niche into that area, I think, with this festival and with musicians from this area.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got a lot of great folks at the Delaney Chevrolet Westsylvania Jazz and Blues Festival this year. We have an educational component that has been with the festival since its inception, and we continue that with Marion Center.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't been at the festival in a long time. They're going to be performing at 11 o'clock. With our jazz headliner, Hugo Cruz, and he is a fantastic Cuban-born musician from Pittsburgh, and he's going to be working with them and then giving them a taste of what is to come as they continue to grow in music.
Wow, that's good. And I always like the fact that the headliners try to work as much as they can with the young kids in the jazz bands in the schools around the area.
Yeah, sometimes we have someone who's dedicated just for the educational outreach, and sometimes in this case it's also a headliner.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been fantastic. We also have a college group. The 116 Trio is a group of college students. A couple of them are local. Lily Carone and John McCara are both Indiana High graduates.
I know that name, John McCara. I do know that name. He was. He did Indiana's Talent Showcase competition and won.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because I hosted it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, John McCara, and who else?
And Paston Metnick.
And who's the other part of the trio?
Lily Carone.
Excellent. So they're all college students, so they're kind of like the next generation of jazz artists.
Absolutely. And then After them, we have Alex Price, and Alex is an IUP grad, and so he's kind of moved through. So we have this progression of high school through college through professional, and he'll bring his septet. And then a lot of folks know the Juke House Bombers.
Yeah, they're a local band. They've performed in a lot of different venues here in Indiana County.
Absolutely, and they hold the banner for the blues like nobody else in the region. So we're glad to have them back. And then at 4:00 we've got Paolo Scanchi.
Paulo Skanky, okay.
Yeah, and he is from Parma, Italy, and he's bringing his trio with us from Washington, D.C. And Chuck Olson has hosted Paulo and has done work with him in Parma. And Paulo is an extraordinary artist, and in fact, his visa is as an artist of exceptional talent. And he, among other things, he's known for playing a 49-string guitar.
49 strings.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen a 12-stringer.
Yeah.
And I've seen double guitars.
Yeah.
But a 49-string.
49-string. Yeah, if you go on our website, westsylvaniajazzandblues.org, and you go to the lineup, there's a picture of him playing that guitar, and there's some links to his stuff. You can definitely find him on YouTube, and it's going to be great to have him with us.
So after that is going to be the two headliners, right?
Yeah, Hugo Cruz and Caminos. They're sponsored by the Pittsburgh International Jazz Festival and the August Wilson Center.
It's great to have a great partnership of an established festival like the Pittsburgh Jazz Festival to help out.
Yeah, they've been helpful for us since the very beginning, and we encourage everyone to make the trip over to Pittsburgh this summer and see what's going on over there. And then the headliner, the blues headliner, is the Gentlemen Brawlers, and they're from New York, and they are also going to be at Levity on Sunday. So it's a 1-2 punch with the Brawlers. If you will.
So the Brawlers, I tried to get an idea. They're kind of like blues funk in a way.
Yeah. Both of our headliners kind of blur the lines between both categories. So Hugo Cruz has a distinctive sound with Latino influences, but also funk, and the Gentlemen Brawlers have a blues influence with funk. So it's going to be a funky weekend.
But it does show how much of an influence jazz and blues have had on American music over the years.
Yeah, and kind of that melting pot, and everybody adding a little bit extra something to the gumbo, if you will.
And one thing that is returning this year, and the one thing that I actually liked about the festival itself, you got the after-hours performances coming back.
Yeah. So we've got a couple things happening. We've actually got some things on Friday night.
Oh, so
Friday evening, H.R. Steinhaus is hosting Jazz with Dr. Mike. And at the Artist Hand, Lily Corona is going to be playing piano.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's cool. That's on Friday night. And on Saturday night, at 9:00 after the festival, the DeLorean Jazz Trio is going to be playing at Josephine's, and that's Josh Williams, Josh Ben, and Scott Mitzko.
Yeah, when you said DeLorean, I kind of thought of
That's
Josh Williams. Yeah.
Yep. Any kind of Back to the Future reference is going to be Josh. And then at Levity, Laura Ferguson and friends are going to be hosting a jazz jam. So if you're one of the hidden talents in Indiana and you want to come and play, then you'd be welcome at Levity after hours. And we're hoping that we can work something out with the Artist Hand for an after hours thing as well. But there's certainly lots of stuff going on.
The schedule's always changing when it comes to Westsylvania Jazz and Blues Festival. Delaney Chevrolet's Westsylvania Jazz and Blues Festival, I should give full credit there where credit's due. But obviously this is going to be a big celebration, a return to normalcy for the festival. I think it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to come down for a little bit of the day.
Yeah. When you do, we are in IRMC Park. Do bring chairs. In some of the first couple of years of the festival, we had chairs provided, and we're not going to be able to do that.
So bring your lawn chair.
Bring your lawn chair. That's right. Yeah. Or you're welcome to stand. And there are some tables and benches.
Yeah, there are some picnic benches, picnic tables there as well
in the area. But I think if you want to make sure you have a place to sit, bring your chairs. and stay for the day. We will have Levity and Noblestein beer on site.
Okay.
So be glad to imbibe yourself
Responsibly.
or you can bring your own lunch, as it were.
Picnic. Make a picnic out of it. That's
Absolutely.
not a bad idea. All right, so everything gets underway at 11 o'clock with Hugo Cruz in Marion Center, and we'll run through the rest of the day. If anybody wants more information on Delaney Chevrolet Westsylvania Jazz and Blues Festival, where can they go?
You can go to westsylvaniajazzandblues.org, and we've got sponsor information there. We've got the lineup for the day. There's more information about the acts that are going to be performing, and there's also ways for you to get involved. If you are so inclined and you'd like to help support the festival, we have opportunities for you to do that.
Excellent. And again, that's at westsylvaniajazzandblues.org. Now, I got to say, before we go, I do remember one of my fondest memories of the festival, and I have to say it on the air. It was when your band, the Dad Band, went and did what they called the second line march from down Philadelphia Street to kick off the festival. I thought that was fun. If I can find that video, I'll post it again somehow.
That would be great.
But that was a fun way to kick off the festival. I'm sure this year is going to be even more fun.
Yep, it's going to be a really good experience.
I hope it will be. Dave, thank you very much for joining us here on Indiana in the Morning.
Josh.
Give my best to everybody over there, and I'll see you on the 28th.
Yep.
All right,
Thanks a lot.
Thanks again. Dave Ferguson joining us here on Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank.